Hi 7th graders, this is Mrs. Sullivan with your 7.5 notes, volume of composite solids, pages 326 and 327. You for sure need a calculator, so go get it. Welcome back. Okay, this is a vocabulary word that you had in Unit 6. A composite solid is a figure that is made up of more than one solid, so 2 or 3 solid pieces put together. To find the volume of a composite solid, find the volume of each solid and add or subtract them depending on the figure. Alright, so here's our first example. So it says find the volume of this composite solid. So if you look at this, if we were to break it down into 2 pieces, you can see that there's a square prism and a square pyramid making up this one shape. So the idea is that we're going to find the volume of the square prism, then we'll find the volume of the square pyramid, and then we'll add our 2 answers together. So if you remember how to find the volume of a square prism, our volume is length times width times height. So I'm just going to plug those numbers in. The volume of this would be 15 times 15 times 10. Type all that in, and you end up with a volume of 2,250 inches cubed. Now we're going to find the volume of the square pyramid, which you'll remember the volume of a pyramid is length, width, height, divide by 3 scoops of oatmeal, you'll never forget it. Alright, we're going to plug some numbers in. I'm going to plug in a 15 for the length, a 15 for the width, and a 8 for the height, and divide that by 3. Type that all in. You get that the pyramid has a volume of 600. Now what we have to do is take these 2 volumes and add them together. So I'm going to take 2,250 and I'm going to add that to 600. Ooh, I forgot a unit. Naked numbers. Put some clothes on that. All right. 2,250 added to 600. Oh my gosh, you're right. 2,850 inches cubed. It's not so bad. Look at example 2 though. You see what looks like, I don't know, some kind of like donut type thing. So we have a cylinder with like a hole cut in it. So we kind of have a big cylinder and a little cylinder being taken away from it. So what we're going to do is find the volume of the big cylinder and the volume of the little cylinder, and instead of adding them together, we're going to take away the little cylinder. So volume of a cylinder for both of these is going to be area of the circle, pi r squared, multiplied by the height. Alright, so for this cylinder, the volume will be 3.14 times 9 to the 2nd power. I know Mrs. Tremblay always writes 9 times 9, and I don't. That's where we're different. Sorry. Alright. Calculate all that, and you end up with 763 2/2. Now we're going to find the volume of the little cylinder. Same formula, 3.14 times my radius of 5 to the 2nd power, multiplied by 3. Type all that in. You get 235.5. Now, since I am eliminating the hole in the middle, I'm going to subtract my 2 volumes. 673 2/2 minus 235.5. Type it in, and you get 527 52 meters cubed. In the next one, we have a very similar situation to example 2. We have a rectangular prism and a cylinder being kind of taken out of the middle of it. So we're going to do another subtracting situation. First of all, the rectangular prism has a volume of length times width times height. So we'll take care of that. 10 times 14 times 12. Type it all in. 1,680 inches cubed. Now the cylinder has a volume of pi r squared times h. So that would be 3.14 times 2 squared times 12. And that turns out to be 150 72/100. And what do we have to do with those numbers again? Yes, we're going to subtract them. 1,680 minus 150.72, and you end up with 1,529. and 28 inches cubed. We will see you tomorrow.